In March 2015, we began the journey of the Community Truth Hearings on poverty and equity to show the truth about poverty. We started in Hamilton, Ontario, in the inner city, in the heart of Hamilton. We started from our own experience, from what we saw, from what we heard. People sleeping in the parking lot, making their home on concrete, feeling safer and more welcomed on the street than in a shelter. Parents struggling every month over the choice to pay the rent or buy food. Buy food or pay for medication every month. The courageous and compassionate grandmother raising her 2 grandchildren on barely $600 a month. Never enough money for the basics, but determined to survive. A grown man, sick with serious heart disease, made to feel that he wasn't even worth the money he needed for his life-saving medication. Or the single mom who decided to keep and raise her child, a decision that thrust her into poverty and having to decide whether to give her child stale food or to let them go hungry yet another night. This is the beginning of our journey, a glimpse of the stories we were told. People came forward to share their truth. Others came to bear witness. We said we have to put the truth out there, to change the conversation, so that people would understand that poverty has a real impact, that it is an assault on the mind and body, and it is devastating to the human spirit, that it makes you sick, and all too often it destroys lives. And if we don't see the truth that is put before us, if we dare to turn away, it will rob us of our very humanity. This is our collective challenge, our moral dilemma. These are the voices and the pain of poverty, and these are the stories that must be heard. And if we do not listen now, really listen now, we do so at our own peril.
In my family, we only get a maximum of $15,000 a year. That's for 3 people, including an infant. Once the rent is paid and bills are paid, you pretty much have to choose between a roof over your head or food in your stomachs. At this point, you can't afford both. My family, we've gone from home to home because we haven't been able to pay the amount for rent. At this point, I'm living in the basement of a crack house because I can't afford to live anywhere else. My family is below poverty level, and I recently had my children removed from me because of that reason.
Yes, I had a slumlord. I had to put my daughter in the care of CAS because my slumlord, he didn't just have no heat in the winter, he had no hot water.
You ever tried? I know there's people in this room that can relate to me. If not to me, they have clients they can relate to. After you pay your rent, it's do I pay my hydro? Do I pay my groceries? And in St. Catharines, you can only go to the food bank once every 2 months. It's not like Hamilton. It's not like Hamilton where I can walk over here, go to the food bank, I can go here, go to the food bank. I can go to 414, I can go to the food bank. I can go down here and I can go to the food bank. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. There's more hungry people in the Niagara region than there is food.
I've lived through poverty all my life. I've stolen, cheated, lied, didn't care, because no one wanted to care about me. I never had enough food, never had enough money. My family tried to help, they never had enough. The government doesn't give us enough. There are never enough jobs, there are never enough people. There are never enough for anybody to actually live off of. Our money is so screwed up that it doesn't matter what people have to think about us because they want to come in and take it away anyways. They want to be there to help, but every time they try to help, they try to make sure we can't make that. We can't actually do it. I've been in CAS. I have children in CAS. I'm working towards getting my child, and CAS wants to make it out that I'm the bad guy because of the simple fact I don't have enough money, I don't have enough to do.
Okay, I collect the ORSP. I don't have too much money for paying my rent. You know, always I very I don't have too much money for my rent. I don't have money for buying my clothes, food, and I don't know what I do. You know, I don't have money for my medicines. And that's it.